Soccer? But it's really called football. Soccer? The creators called it football. Soccer? You know, play it with your feet. Reading between the headlines. Soccer? But it's really called football.
All right, guys, we're alive. It was a little bit last minute, so excuse the state of the situation. And I hope we going. I'm gonna get this clock going so that you can see where I'm at, and if you want to sync up with my time clock, and you should be able to do that. And hopefully, no, that is not my time clock. Hopefully, we can watch this game together. Okay, let's fix this slightly. Yeah, we can get the whole score and everything up in here. Let's do it. It's a little haphazard. It's a little last minute. And I don't even think my brain has fully accepted that I'm live yet. But it's happening. So, there you go. That is no good. Game clock there. I have to fix that again. Alright, where is it? Oh, that's why. Okay. You know, I wish this was easier, but such is the life. Oh, it might be because it's cropped, I bet. Okay. I'm thinking out loud here. I'm sure you guys don't know what I'm looking at. Nobody's here yet though, so there is that. There we go. There's one. Let's get the bottom. Let's get the time going. There's more. Put that in the corner there, maybe. Boom. Decent. You know what? I'll crop that top out a little bit because it's. Here you go. There you go. Just basically mirroring whatever I have on my screen, so I don't create a graphic and countdown. It counts down whatever I'm watching. So even if it pauses, if my internet freezes or something, whatever I'm watching is the time that you're watching, or whatever you perceive me to be watching. If that makes any sense. But here we are, going live. It's been a while since we've gone live, and by we I mean me. And here we are, Brighton versus Chelsea, the second to last game of the season. You know, it's clinch time now. We gotta pull something out here. Gotta make this happen. This is the moment. This could be make or break for Pochettino, couldn't it? Although it seems that it isn't. Oh, I've got the wrong thumbnail going here. Just realizing that. That's okay. Wrong thumbnail. Let's see if I can even edit that. Can I edit that after the fact? Customization. No. Well, who cares at this point? It was all last minute. I used what I had. Interestingly enough, last time I went live, apparently it was Chelsea Brighton. I didn't even know that. So here we go. Here's Chelsea versus Brighton. Second match fixture. It's away. The other one must have been a home game. And here we are. Well, I'll say this about the lineup. Certainly happy that we're seeing Gusto back at right back. That was one thing that I was not happy with. I mean, generally the fact that Disasi is not in is probably a good thing, to be fair. I'm just a Disasi hater, but I guess he's injured. Is he injured? Or is he just not even on the bench? That's crazy. I don't even see him on the bench here. Okay. But to be fair, like, I don't know. I see that there's something there with Disasi. I see that he's got something. Obviously, he'll score the odd goal on offense as well, right? But I just don't see it with Disasi. I don't think he's got. He just always has. He seems like a liability always. That's really it. And he doesn't handle air balls well. He doesn't. It just doesn't. To be a center back, you have to be watertight. You have to be solid and reliable. And those are things that I don't think you could say for Disasi. And it's not like he hasn't had the time to try and... The Premier League is one of those unique situations where it usually, most of the time takes players, especially center backs, and maybe you could say goalkeepers and strikers, where their decisions are so important in certain moments. It takes a while for them to get used to the pace and the quality and just the unique qualities and aspects of the Premier League. And so, but Disasi has had plenty of time to get that together on the pitch. For some reason, Pochettino really liked him, and that's one of my let's say one of my stronger criticisms of Pochettino, and a lot of people have jumped on the hate Pochettino train. I never did. You can watch my shorts. Till this point, I think I released at least a couple of shorts where I explicitly say, do not sack Pochettino. That's silly. He's actually a very good manager. And it's like everybody forgets. Everybody forgets what it's like to have a new manager in transitional period. And especially, and I get it, it's like meltdown when you're in whatever it was, 9th, 11th place even at some point. But nobody thinks the administration did a good job recruiting. And of course, there's always the argument, well, he was the manager. He came in knowing what he was gonna get, and that's a fair argument, except for the fact that it just didn't work out, and it never. And even with that considered, you can't expect to definitely challenge for top places if you had the roster that Pochettino was given, period. I don't care how you look at it. Maybe if you get lucky, there's always getting lucky. There's always having a good start and getting a good run of form and just right away starting to challenge and it just clicking. And usually there's a bump that tests, the manager and the ability of a manager under pressure in the press. But we're seeing this type of stuff happen in multiple places where the administration is new-ish, not quite as experienced as previously. We know this happened with Manchester United. Look, it's part of it, but I guess I'm digressing a lot. So back to the original point, which was that Disasi, I'm not a fan. I do not think that Disasi is where it's at for center back. It's not the future of a Chelsea center back. Do I think it's Badiashile? Not necessarily. I see his quality too. I think he's better than Disasi. Definitely think he's better than Disasi. He's been out of form recently when coming back and sort of, greasing those wheels a little bit more lately, which is good. You can see his quality. You can see his quality on the ball. But I do think that Chalobah is. I've been saying this for some time. I think Chalobah is underrated. I think there's a reason Thomas Tuchel, who's one of our, bottom line is one of our definitely our most successful manager in recent times, right? And I don't think anybody's arguing his quality as a manager. There's a reason he got the Bayern job. Tuchel is legit. And there's a reason why he wanted Chalobah so badly, because he knew the quality of Chalobah. And I've said this before, I'll say it again. The youth. He's like 24, 25, right? But he's 24, 25 with the amount of experience that he has. We're talking about Champions League experience. We're talking about Premier League experience extensively, next to one of the greatest defenders the world has ever seen, Thiago Silva. I wouldn't love to compare him to Terry, who's like, if you're a Chelsea fan, your favorite center back ever is probably John Terry, and fair play. He is to me as well. But besides that, connection to John Terry. I think Thiago Silva is a very special center defender in that he has the samba, but he also is a great defender and very smart position. That's why he's been able to play for so long until he's almost 40 years old right now and still play at the top level. Yeah, Chelsea isn't performing that great, but I don't blame Thiago Silva for that. He's part of it. Everybody's part of it, whatever. But what I'm saying is that he's super bright. He's got the samba. He's got the jogo bonito that the Brazilians exhibit time and time again. And he's a fantastic defender. I mean, yeah. So, anyway, so that's that. Trevor Chalobah, Trevmate, as I refer to him, is legit. Not only does he have the youth, the athleticism, the experience, like the exceptional amount of experience considering his age and the quality of the experience that he has, but he also has a great passing ability. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, Chalobah was originally a midfielder. We've seen this before, right? Players play all sorts of things before they sort of land on their position. It happens often. But I think Chalobah is midfielder for, if I'm not mistaken, longer. Either way, it shows. He's got the quality. He's really got a great passing ability. And the thing that people don't talk about, the qualities that people don't talk about often is decision making. It's not like a tangible thing. It's not like, oh, he's fast, or the guy can strike the ball really well, or even it's not even like vision, like you would say for Fabregas or something. Wow, the vision, he sees things that nobody else sees, or they even say that about Jorginho, right? But what I'm saying is that just decision making, decision making is huge for a center back, because it might not be the most brilliant decision to do one thing rather than another thing, but you're risk assessing, and that's something I truly believe, and I hope I'm not hot taking, but I really do think that he, especially for his age, and since the moment he stepped on the pitch for Chelsea, he was this way. So I don't even think whatever he got from Thiago Silva and from the experience is added on top. You know, he started from the very beginning, Chalobah, as wise beyond his years with regards to football, so soccer, whatever. That's my opinion. What the hell is going on in this game right now? Seems a little... I've been ranting, so I'm not entirely sure how it's been, but it seems a little loose, haphazard. If there was anybody in here, I would say, let me know how this has been, because I've been ranting for the last 10 minutes or so about the state of things. It's been a while since I've been on live, and I haven't been putting out like longer form sort of assessments of the situation at Chelsea, whatever. But I have opinions. So far, let's see what's going on here. Stats are such: 66% possession for Chelsea, 34% possession for Brighton. Even more, it's going up, 68%, blah, 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 blah. I don't love to look at these things while we're going, because there's goal could be scored and there's always going to be some delays here. But yeah, so Chelsea generally controlling the possession, but not really getting anywhere, right? And that's always the problem. Look, Brighton's always a good team, even when they're not in form, right? It's kind of like Crystal Palace, although they're in form now. Brighton has managed to do something. No. Brighton has managed to do something, to change something at their club for the better, to make them that team that I just referred to. Always a good team, even when they're not in form. They can always pop off. Any team can always pop off, right? We're all humans. We all perform better some days than other days. But I think everybody knows what I mean when I say Brighton is one of those teams. Like Crystal Palace is one of those teams. Crystal Palace can come out and just hit you where it hurts. Like the dynamics of Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace has a certain ethos to it, just like Brighton has a passing ethos, if you will, possession even for a lower. Can you say that about Brighton now? Let's just say a smaller club. They have a sort of a strong pathing ethos that most people recognize. And Crystal Palace has, for me, I think, and correct me, somebody in the chat if I'm wrong, but for me, Crystal Palace always feels like they've got this youth, like, street ball. Oh, penalty. Let's go. Let's go. But Crystal Palace always has, like, that athletic ability, dynamic play, sort of. They usually have players that are quick and can take people on one-on-one, can dribble. Yeah, that's Crystal Palace for me. But beyond that, you know, they're just a really good team sometimes. They're very well organized sometimes. I mean, Pep Guardiola said it way back in the Prime series, I believe, the Amazon Prime series, when they were about to play Crystal Palace, and I believe they lost that game. He's just like, guys, Crystal Palace is a team. You don't know Crystal Palace. If you don't know Crystal Palace, then get to know them. But anyway, what a digression to go off about Crystal Palace during a Chelsea game and a VAR check. Let's see this VAR check. I don't speak for referees, but I do referee. Oh. Let's see. Let's see if it's a penalty. Again, I do referee for United States Soccer Federation, but I am doing this in a non-official capacity. But I still do have opinions about calls. Let's look at this. See if I can get a better look. All right, here we go. This is just one of those that it can go either way. I'm going to say it's a penalty still, but you could see that Cucurella. Let's see. Cucurella. I don't know. It's a penalty for me. Even if he touches the ball, it's kind of a penalty. But then you get into a discussion about consistency. No penalty. Okay, fine. That's fine too. Can totally be non-penalty. It's like, how are you reffing the game? You know, people don't understand about, or maybe they don't hear this sort of thing enough about a game. And this is coming from an experienced referee. There's like thousands of fouls in every single match. And sometimes you have to bring it down to this point. There's thousands of fouls committed every single match according to the laws of the game. Correct, right? I don't think that can be argued. So, that said, that is why the referee is such a subjective and maligned position on the pitch, you know? People don't like the referee because there's a lot of subjective decisions. There's a lot of decisions that can potentially be subjective throughout the match. Just like that PK. You know, I could see it being a PK, even if he gets a little touch on the ball, which he did. I don't know. Maybe I have to watch it a little bit more. But at a glance, I could see it at PK. And okay, this is like the top level. Maybe a penalty at the top level is different from like my experience as a referee. You know, and getting to, I would say, you know, what you would call the fourth tier in the United States of pro football over here. Actually, I never did a center on that anyway. Only a line position there, so that's that. But still, when you're on the line, you're calling PK. Like you have a lot of say on PKs if it's in your quadrant. Let's be real. If it's in your quadrant, depends on the referee, but like you potentially have a lot of say. But anyway, so that's that. Wasn't a penalty according to, who the heck is this now? Who's reffing? I used to know every single referee. This is usually say here it is. Michael Salisbury. Okay. Yeah, seen Michael before. But this isn't a referee podcast. This is completely unofficial. My positions, me speaking from personal experience. But I'm not here to be an impartial adjudicator. I'm here to root for Chelsea and say down with Brighton. If you're a Brighton fan and you're here, maybe you've come to the wrong place, but you are welcome. You are definitely welcome. I like Brighton. Who doesn't like Brighton? I mean, there's probably people that don't like Brighton. Maybe sort of other London adjacent clubs that are in the same sort of category as Brighton. But I like Brighton. I'm a fan of football. I'm a fan of soccer. I hate Manchester United. I hate Arsenal. But, I'm a fan of the game, so I appreciate good football. I may hate Man City, but I love the football that they play. I've always loved Pep. I mean, I'm a Pep guy. Definitely a Pep guy. Where my buddies are, where my buddies were Real Madrid guys, I was a Barcelona guy. Other Chelsea fans who were Real Madrid fans, I was a Barcelona fan. Today it's hard to be a Barcelona fan. Who watches La Liga anyway? Come on. Sorry, La Liga fans. I'll certainly watch. And who even... That's another really sad thing. Who's watching the Clásico anymore? I don't think anybody's really clamoring for the Clásico anymore. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I barely hear about it anymore, and I play pickup soccer, football, whatever you want to call it. Well, that's going to be a theme of this channel. I'm going to call it football. I'm going to correct myself. People might get upset one way or another if people even exist in this space, which they do sometimes, but not all times. So anybody who's here, feel free to correct me and chastise me for repeating myself and saying the same stupid things over and over again. That way even if I keep doing it, at least it's my fault entirely. But we're here to watch Chelsea. How does anybody feel about Caicedo's new hair color? Why don't I put a poll in the chat? Caicedo's new hair color, yay or nay? How does that sound? Yay, nay. I'm not sure. Why don't we add a third option? No. Let's just make people. Let's make people choose yay or nay. And you know what I'm gonna go with? I might go with nay. I think I'm gonna go with nay. Not really a fan of the bleached. I feel like that went out of style a long time ago, and even though it keeps coming back, like it ain't working for me, and it never will. So we'll say that. We'll say nay for Caicedo's new hair. Who does it work on? I don't even like it on Neymar when he does it. It looks dumb. Whenever Neymar's hair is like back to brown, I'm always like, oh, you have nice hair, Neymar. His hair's not. Is that just me being an old person? Like all of a sudden I'm appreciating and going back. I'm regressing. When I was a kid, I wanted to get blue hair. I wanted to dye my hair blue, and my dad he's not from this country. He was like, no, not happening. And now I'm kind of going back to that, blue hair looks dumb. No, I don't think so. It just doesn't, Neymar's just, it doesn't work on him for me. That's my opinion. It wouldn't work on me either. It definitely wouldn't work on me, in my opinion. What the hell is going on here? The Chelsea that was played in the last game, what is it? Not here, is it? It's nice to see Cucurella sort of backing off from a defender. Not that it's nice to see defenders backing off of defenders, but That's just one thing I notice about Cucurella is that he'll get in super tight on people because, yeah, he's athletic and he's young and he can make up for pace sometimes, and he's just a great. I think he's a very good player. I think he's underrated, Cucurella. He's another player that Pep Guardiola is a fan of, but he gets in too tight, I find, Cucurella, and then he gets caught out by like crazy fast players or tricky players. So it's nice to see him sort of maybe he's recognizing a little bit, okay, I maybe shouldn't get too tight all the time. But he's also a player, if you watch Cucurella, just watch him. The guy is focused 100% of the time. Like, watch the kid. If you watch a player, you could see where when they're sort of off the ball and they're sort of not focused on what's going on, not focused on what the players around them are doing and stuff. That never happens with Cucurella. It's a tiny detail. That was a nice shot. It's a Gusto, man. Gusto. Underrated. Malo Gusto. Underrated. Okay? 20 years old. He's maybe the best. He's one of the best players in our team right now. Obviously, Cole Palmer is the best player in our team. Okay, obviously. But Gusto is maybe the next guy right now. And been that for a while. Like the sum total of his appearances, of his performances. Gusto, man. Gusto's legit. What were we talking about? Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, so Cucurella is super focused. If you note, if you look at him, the guy is never tuned out. Look at Caicedo; it's not the same. Look at maybe usually attacking players. Attacking players tend to lose their focus, it seems. And I know it's a small thing. Maybe I'm being dumb, sort of even mentioning it at all. But I think it's actually a big deal. I think it's a big deal. The amount of time you stay focused and the number of small blips. That's when things go down. And that's when you're not processing. That's when you cease processing and then you get behind the game mentally. You're not clued in with the current situation. And this is at like every level of the game. And at the top level, I think that's maybe the stakes are always higher or sort of higher than obviously in a lower level. But I mean, hey, tell that to kids in the championship, U16 state championship or something. You know what I mean? Stakes are high, but it's their job. It's everything. Your entire identity as a player is these performances, these appearances, these moments, and so the focus level is very high, and so everybody's focused. But then there's people like Cucurella who do not have gaps in their focus. They are constantly thinking, they're constantly noticing, they're constantly processing, and staying at the forefront of what is transpiring in whatever situation they are. And that's probably part of what makes him that good of a player. I mean, it is, period. It doesn't matter what you do, but certainly soccer, football is not an exception. And that's one of the reasons Cucurella is that good. I really believe that. Try and find a moment where he's not focused, where he's not like visibly focused on what's going on. Come on, boys. Come on, Chelsea. Let's go, boys. I got to get myself one of those magic sprays. Never used one of those in the game. But it could be nice. Just allows you to turn your back maybe a little bit for a second on the wall. When usually you sort of, once you set the wall, you gotta stare at that wall if you don't have the spray. Because, I mean, of course if they step forward and then the guy scores or something, you're gonna hear it. Nothing at all. Man, this is gonna be a tough game. It's already looking like it's gonna be a tough game for Chelsea. What does Brighton have to even play for? Besides their own, I mean, here I am talking about how this game, these performances, like these players, their entire identity is hinged upon these performances. It's true. Maybe that's a deeper philosophical question, but let's see. Where are Brighton? I don't even know where they are. Okay, they're in 10th. They have 49 points. 1 game left. Literally playing for absolutely nothing. They have no chance of advancing anywhere. They're at home. You know, like I say, I think there's always something to play for, obviously. There's always something to play for. But Chelsea are playing for top 6 right now. They're playing for possibly Europa League football, right? I believe if Manchester City wins, I thought it was Conference League only that you could get from 6. But not that I thought that, but I thought that unless somebody wins the Europa League that's in the top 6, like top in 6th or whatever it is, it's not the case. I guess if Manchester City wins the FA Cup, correct me if I'm wrong on this, then Chelsea in 6th place will get Europa League football, not Europa Conference League, which is a big difference financially. Okay, Conference League, experts say that, I've read reports in Daily Mail, wherever, that is not exactly financially feasible, the Conference League. For a top team, like the amount of money that you pay to be involved and versus the amount of revenue that you actually garner from being in the Conference League, it's not really worth it. It's really not worth the time and strain, apparently, to many of these consultants, analysts. But Europa League is a different story. And Europa League is also always just another ticket to the Champions League once you're in it. And plus, I mean, let's be real. Winning the Europa League is legit. Winning the Europa League is pretty awesome. We won it under Sarri. Did we win it with Mourinho? I don't remember. But Europa League is a real fun win. It's a real fun win. It's kind of a low stress, big excitement win. You know what I mean? Because for obvious reasons, it's not the Champions League. It's not like so stressful, but if you win it, it's huge. You're basically, second champions of Europe. And it's definitely good for finances. And that's another thing, like we don't want to get behind the club. Now that things have been really bad, we saw what happened to Manchester United. And we don't want to become that. We do not want to become spiral, like the spiral that Manchester United has experienced, and are still experiencing. Oh my gosh, weren't they in like 3rd or 4th place not too long ago? I mean, they were up there. They were seemed to be had turned around. Ten Hag was, and look, Ten Hag's a good manager too. I don't know. Oh yes, yes, yes. Cole Palmer. Let's go. How do I not have a bet on this game? Jeez. Sheesh. I gotta put one now. Now I'm not gonna get good odds. I wasn't gonna get good odds. Now I'm gonna get worse odds. All right, let's see what's up. Let's do it. Maybe I'll just bet on Chelsea scoring a bunch of goals. Which probably won't happen, but we can go for it. Let's do it. Okay, here we go. So we're gonna go Chelsea score. We're gonna say over 3.5 goals in the game. We're gonna see at least a 3-1. All right, that's what we'll do. 4 goals in the game. Dude, does anybody think there's going to be 4 goals in this game? At this point, it doesn't look like it, but if we want to make an interesting bet, let's just go for it. There we go.
Was the easiest of choices, really, for Chelsea fans and players to name their player of the year.
What if I did 3 goals? Over. Let's see here.
I don't want to rain on anybody's parade connected with Chelsea.
Remove all this crap. Okay, so over and Chelsea win.
Team around one or two outstanding players, and he's certainly the shining light. But others will have to
Oh, that's
take
not
more
great.
responsibility next season.
Okay,
And never be a one-man team.
gotta do more than that. Yeah, we're gonna have to go for 4 goals. That's what's gonna happen. Okay. Chelsea money line and over 3.5 goals gets you plus 189. So if you put $10 down, you win $18.99. I'm not going to. What? Suspended. Comes Kukurea. Uh-oh. Is that Mudryk down? He's not moving, man. That's a concern. Oh, it was like a lash-out situation. If it was a lash-out situation, he could just be faking. But usually when they're faking, they're rolling all over the ground, aren't they? So, I don't know. Let's take that with a grain of salt. Maybe that's not the case. Let's go with over 4 goals. Okay, here we go. There we go. Boom. Over 3.5 goals is what I mean. Okay. And Chelsea money line. Let's go. All right, that's the bet. Oh. What happened? Must have missed it.
VAR still analysing the footage.
Was it on purpose? I didn't see it. Was it on purpose? Would Lamptey do that? Little Lamptey. I was actually disappointed when Lamptey left Chelsea. The guy's... I mean, he's a little steroid, isn't he? He's just like a little... Let's see here. Let's see here. What happened? Yeah, I don't know about violent... Violent? Really? Violent conduct?
That is a deliberate action from Tariq Lamptey to block Mikhail Mourinho, which is fine, but you've got to do it cleverly.
Mudryk is lightning quick, isn't he? He really hasn't come into his own so much. That's true. One interesting thing that I heard about Mudryk, I think it was Zinchenko. And, you know, say what you want about Zinchenko, but he did, and maybe you're right, because he did say something to the effect of that Mudryk is like on the level, we're talking like Messi level, like this guy is the future. Have we seen it yet from Mudryk? Not quite. We've seen the pace. We've seen the pace. We have definitely seen Mudryk's pace. It is something serious. His efficacy, his effectiveness on the pitch, we haven't quite seen. His decision making, have not seen anything great out of that. Skills, ability to strike fear into the hearts of defenders that will not take him on one-on-one. We have seen that with Mudryk, actually. When do you ever see Mudryk getting a one-on-one situation by choice, by the defender's choice? No, they usually double him up. They usually double up Sterling, too. They often double up tricky, quick wingers. But for somebody like Mudryk, who's kind of been handled by and large since arriving at Chelsea on the pitch, he's kind of been handled by the Premier League defenses. They really get on him. They do get on him. Defenders do get on him, and they double him up. So let's see what happens. Did Lamptey get that yellow card or what? I didn't see the yellow card brandished.
No conclusive evidence was the phrase from VAR.
No conclusive evidence that what? Okay, he didn't get a yellow card at all. Okay, I don't see a yellow card on match facts. So there's that.
Webster to Lamptey. Trying to get the better of Cucurella and failing to do so.
Ooh. Cuckoo. Yeah, why was he bleeding? I didn't see what happened that he started bleeding. I don't know if you guys know the story of Cucurella's hair, but I kind of love this one. It's so cute. So apparently, Cucurella always had his long hair when he started playing soccer, football, whatever in Spain. He playing in the youth leagues, and so he always had his hair, and eventually he decided, I'm getting older, I'm going to cut my hair. So he went ahead and he cut it, and his mom used to go to all of his games apparently, and once he cut his hair, she was still going to the games. She's like, it's fine if you want to cut your hair, but I can't find you on the pitch anymore. I'm realizing that I always used to see you immediately. I used to find you because of your hair. And it's true. You can, especially with the vantage point being at field level, it's not this beautiful bird's eye view that you get, or whatever you call this view. It's not exactly a bird's eye view that you get on TV. And even then, yeah, characteristics like the hair do help you find them. But so his mom said, I can't find you anymore on the pitch. So he just decided, okay, I'm just going to grow back, and now my mom can always find me, which I think is the cutest thing, obviously.
So it is a concussion substitution.
Wow. Oh, this is a concussion substitution. Okay, so I don't know if you guys know the rules on concussion substitutions. Okay, this is a concussion substitute. Wow. I guess we haven't really seen these that much. So these are, I don't remember seeing a single technically concussion substitute, but it's a temporary substitution. That player that gets subbed on, they can bring Mudryk back on if you're not aware of that rule, and it won't affect the number of substitutions made by the team, but this is specifically and only for concussions. I don't know if everybody knows that, and I'm just speaking, repeating what everybody already knows, but that does happen to be the case, which is good, which is good. Of course, you're going to have some managers telling their players, if you go down, go down and just hold your head, and whatever it is. And maybe that's not enough, and certainly I shouldn't nobody should cast doubt if anybody's telling the truth on those things, and that's the situation. Like, you can't really cast doubt on somebody telling the truth about a concussion. So when you have these protocols, which are good and they're meant for good things, you will have some people taking advantage of it. I mean, come on. You're in the Champions League final. You don't have any substitutes left. You're not going to take a concussion substitute? Well, actually, no, I believe you can still. That's a good question. I'm not sure if you can take a concussion substitution if you don't have any substitutes. I think you can. But it's possible that you can't. I have to double check that. But anyway, so let's say you do have a sub left and you don't want to use that last sub. You're in the Champions League final, and let's say a player does get hit in the head. But this is like the most innocuous situation where a player or a manager might want their player to take advantage of the concussion substitution, is that, let's say they get hit in the head, but they're not concussed, whatever it is. But they go down, it's like you either hold your head and get the temporary sub, or you don't. I don't know. That's something maybe to consider. You also, who wants to be temporarily subbed off? If you're a player and you get hit in the head at the Champions League final. So, to be fair, I'll argue against myself. You get hit in the Champions League final and you don't have a concussion, and you don't. It was just light, innocuous hit or whatever that you experienced on your head. You're probably not going to pretend that you're concussed so that your manager can get a temporary substitution. So, or just thinking out loud about it, but it is a thing. Temporary substitution for concussions. It'd be interesting if people have an opinion on that doesn't support it. I bet there have to be. But enough about that. Let's see how Chelsea can close this half out. Can we get another goal? It doesn't look like it. It didn't look like we were going to get that first goal. Not that we weren't more dominant in the game. Definitely, I think you have to say Chelsea is the better team here. But, 9 minutes. Okay, plenty of time. Plenty of time for a second goal. But yeah, Chelsea's not really being effective. They're just being more effective than Brighton, right? I guess. Which is kind of what you want to do if you're this is what Mourinho always did. Make, if the other team has, you find your team's strengths and you nullify them. You make them do other things. You make them do things that don't allow them to play their game. This is bad. Okay. That don't allow them to play their game. Like, if you're not doing that, then you're probably not using tactics to the best of your ability as a manager. And that's silly. Somebody, it seems to me that most modern managers are going to do that. And that's kind of the point here for Brighton. If it is a dogged game where Chelsea aren't able to impose their will and kick the ball around prettily, play a passing game, play dynamic open football, then that's to Brighton's benefit. But now that there's a breakthrough, we might have to see a difference. Although look at Chelsea getting themselves into trouble, and here we go. Wow, that could have. Woo! Let's go, boys. Come on there, boys. So right now we've got 80% yay for Caicedo's Super Saiyan haircut. Okay. Hairstyle, hair color. I think everybody knows what I mean. I think I said hair color. Okay, here we go. Nkunku. We haven't seen Nkunku, so I guess that's something to be excited about. Okay, there we go. Easy foul to give. Let's go. Those are the nice easy fouls for a referee. Things are getting a little aggressive, a little physical, in a way that is not fun for a referee. It's always nice to get a nice, clear, and easy foul to call. That's for sure. Slow the game down. And again, like I said earlier, there are thousands of fouls committed per game by the laws of the book, right? Thousands of fouls, which means most of them are not called rather than called, correct? Unless you're going to some crazy games where the referee is calling every 1,000 fouls. Yeah, so anyway, there's always something you can find if you need to. I'm not saying that, but certainly there's something there that you can start. I laugh about it, but it's calling the game tighter. What are you doing? You're calling the game tighter. Okay, you guys want to act like a bunch of animals, a bunch of savages? That's my thought process. You guys want to act like a bunch of savages on the pitch and not play the game, not play the ball, not play the whistle. You're more interested in killing each other? Then we're just going to call a really boring and... Yes! No! No! Come on. Let's review this, boys. Let's review it. Come on. VAR. This is a funny story, actually. So, obviously, we don't have VAR on the pitch on weekends, So, but, one of the things that you can do as a referee is you can just go have a conversation. It looks off. It looks off. It's not the perfect angle to judge, right? But it looks off anyway. But so you can always, we don't have VAR, but you can always, if you're a good referee, you will do this every once in a while. If there's a call that you're not sure about and it's an important call, especially, you can go and talk to your assistant. Go over. I use a radio now. I bring a radio to every match now, so I can just talk to them on the radio, and that's great. But if you don't have a radio, you can just literally walk over to your AR. You never see it in a professional game because they have radios at every single professional game these days. I think it's been that way for a long time. Not 100% on that. But, yeah, so you can always just go ahead and talk to your AR. And so one referee once, he goes, some call. I wasn't reffing the game, actually. And it was some call, and I guess he went over to talk to his linesman. And he goes, after he's about to change the call, he just goes, he just points that direction. Just like, that is gold. I cannot wait to use that. Although I really won't. I guess I might use that if I'm on the radio and I change a call. It's not like I've never changed a call. You're allowed to. By the way, if you don't know this, the referee can change, if I'm not mistaken, basically any call as long as any call as long as play hasn't restarted. Correct? So you can literally change, and you've seen this before. You can change a yellow card to a red card, change a red card to a yellow card. You can take away a card. You can give a foul going the other way. You can give a card to the other player going the other way. You know, that's just the way that it is. As long as play hasn't restarted. Players don't like it if it goes against them, but that's just the way that it is, and it makes sense. Should be able to change your mind to get the right call. That's what's important, the right call.
It's quite funny, isn't it? Duncan Cucurella. I know.
Okay, come on. Oh!
Attacked by Jackson, got a boot to it, but couldn't keep it down.
Come on now.
That's a great chance. Super ball in from Cole Palmer, no surprise.
Come on.
Perhaps just about onside. Maybe he's actually thinking he's offside. Doesn't seem fully committed to that, does he? Yeah, he's not throwing.
I don't know what it is about Jackson. Now, you know that he's come a long way since he got to Chelsea, right? Since he first started playing for Chelsea. We had a little bit of early success in the preseason. We were like, oh, look at Jackson. Look at this guy. But he was always young. It was always a mistake to rely on him as the primary striker for a top-level Premier League team. To expect to go to challenge for top 4 places in a transitional phase with no recognized either like a really great striker with no Premier League experience, like let's say Victor Osimhen, maybe I would say he would be a good choice. Obviously a good choice. Certainly a damn decent choice. But to go with like a sort of an obscure striker from another league like Nicholas Jackson and rely on him to be your star striker. I mean, they had Nkunku. Yes, he was injured, but he's not an all-out-and-out striker necessarily, although I kind of see him that way personally. It was always kind of a mistake for the administration, and I think a naive and inexperienced mistake by the administration. The administration who probably made a lot of mistakes and beforehand and managed to win the Champions League, so probably had a lot of false confidence about their decisions, is the way I see it, honestly, and I've thought about this, obviously, extensively. But for them to think that Jackson is enough, it was a big mistake. That said, now, one of the biggest reasons it was a mistake is because it's unknown how good he can get, and beyond that, it's unknown how he's going to cope with the Premier League, especially in the first season in the Premier League. Correct? But what we have seen, and you have to give some of this credit to Pochettino, right? There's nobody. There's probably people that work like other coaches and stuff, but you have to give some of this credit to Pochettino and, of course, to Jackson, too. I mean, he's the one who's been a workhorse. He really has played like every single freaking game almost. But he's come a long way. His consistency has gone up tremendously since the beginning of the season. That's not going to be a PK, not a chance. And there's Chalobah's experience there, letting that attacking player get himself into trouble and try and make something happen, and not making the dumb foul in the box, which, maybe another player could have done there. Is that okay? That's the end of that half. Damn it, Malo Gusto, that's a problem. The fact that the whistle is gone and he is still down and looks to be in excruciating pain. This is really not... It's a good thing it's at halftime, but I think probably Malo Gusto is definitely underappreciated, even if he is appreciated. I think Chelsea fans appreciate Gusto. We know that we had James, we had basically the future best right back in the world, and he's had a lot of problems injury-wise, correct, recently, and so it's scary. You know, he's one of our potential X-factor players that is out of the question, right? I mean, we can't rely on him now. Now he's coming back. Let's see. Maybe he's going to pull out of all of this. However, I think as a Chelsea fan, even though Reece James is Reece James, I think he's a superstar. I think he could potentially be the best right back in the world. And I think there's been times where he's in form where he has been the best right back in the world. So there's that. But so all that said, Chelsea fans, knowing they've got Malo Gusto now, that's a good feeling. And let me be the first to say this. If we don't keep Malo Gusto, I'm going to lose my shit, okay? Because that would be one straw that would break the camel's back in a couple places for me. With regards to the administration at Chelsea, I mean, they haven't exactly endeared themselves to us. Yes, we won the Champions League again, of course. They haven't exactly endeared themselves to the Chelsea supporters, the fans around the world. If they weren't smart enough to keep Malo Gusto, to keep Conor Gallagher is, I see the debate there. Not to say that there's a bigger debate with Gallagher than Gusto, but I bet Gusto's not on a ton of money. That's one thing. But Gusto is not an academy boy. Anyway, besides the point, sort of, I think if the administration were dumb enough to get rid of Malo Gusto, not keep Malo Gusto on the wages he's on, for the quality that he has, then I'm going to frickin' explode. Okay. That said, okay, let's get a halftime little break here. I don't really need to listen to the commentary by the Schmagegs in the halftime booth, halftime panel. Don't care. But I'll be back in 5-10 minutes before the second half. Okay, so don't go anywhere. And do I have my... Oh, I don't. Oh, I do have my Be Right Back screen. Thanks, guys. I'll see you soon, okay? Be right back. we're back for the show now, and the show is just me watching this game. Maybe a little bit of terrible singing. And my hat is really crooked, but I did it on purpose. No, I didn't. But here we are. Ooh, just seeing Lalana there. Echoes of the past, echoes of the past. Can he still do it? Yeah, he can still do it. Lalana can still do it. Let's be real. He's talking about him. The commentator just got the sound on. Yes, 35. Guess what, guys? See this gray in the beard? Yeah, you can play at 35. As if I'm playing. Well, I am playing, but obviously not at that level. But I never would have played at that level. I didn't grow up playing the game like that, actually. So, however, that said, I do enjoy being a referee. That is one of the great joys of my life, and I'm glad I'm back. I stopped for a while, actually. Had to stop. Had life things going on, as you can see. There is a beard here. There's gray in the beard, and things have gone down. I'm just a random guy on a stream right now, but we're all random guys, aren't we? Or girls, or whatever you refer to yourself as. People. So, but yeah, so life things happen to all of us, and so I had to stop refereeing for a little bit, but I've been back. I'm loving it. Every weekend, during the week sometimes. I'm even kind of hoping to go back to the top level, or get back to the level that I was. Maybe go a little further, hang out a while, then get old. That's all of us have to do, I guess. But okay, so now we're back to watching this game, and we're in. Let me get my game time going. There's my game time. Yeah, let's go. No, that could be a penalty. I'm glad he didn't give it, but it looked like there was a slight clip. And whenever those things go to VAR, the slight clip, not seen in real time, not seeing the force with which it was executed, can come to bite people in the butt. And the commentator is saying it looked like there was contact, and unfortunately, let's be real, like it did look like contact. That's why I cringed a little bit. But a tiny bit of contact. Let's see what it is. No, I don't think it. I don't think actually. I think there was only there was. It's obvious. Yeah, it was planted. It was planted. You could see that the legs went. Imagine how tough it is in real time. I mean, it really is tough to judge those things in real time. It's so hard. But like you could see both legs planted straight down. And then there was then he went over. And again, that as the commentator says, that could have been a penalty as well. There was a little bit of contact. It's like, okay, well, was it like 20% or was it like 80% the legs planting, and then there was a little bit of and is that enough for a penalty? And again, I don't know that you're going to have people say that there's no distinguishing between the level of foul and outside and inside the box. There's no difference. I think there's a difference, but beyond that, like the consistency thing that people always talk about, being a refereeing or officiating the game consistently, people misunderstand consistency. Consistency is not that, it's not that referees are all consistent between each other, like they all referee games with the same exact standard. Like I say, there are thousands of fouls and infractions, let's say, maybe not only fouls in a game, and they don't call every single one. So you have to see where your standard, where your threshold is. But what were we saying? The consistency thing is not about referees being consistency among all the referees. It's not even about one referee being consistent, like this guy, Michael. What's his name? Salisbury? What was the name? Michael. What's this guy's name? Salisbury, yeah. Michael Salisbury. It's not that Michael Salisbury is consistent across matches. It's not even. Okay, so that's two levels. It's not even that Michael Salisbury is consistent throughout this match. It's not that either. It is that at any moment, and of course, that doesn't mean like any second, and then he can change, it's any moment or any sort of period in a game that a referee is consistent in that period of the game even. Meaning to say, a referee might call something like, let's say you could separate the game into like sort of 8 periods where it was like calm, and then there was a lot of dynamic back and forth, and there was a lot more aggression and a lot more close tackles and things like that. Like, you can divide the game up into like periods, and it's not that the referee is consistent throughout every single period refereeing the game the exact same way. It's that in any one of those periods of time, the referee is consistently calling fouls in that period. That's what consistency is. That is how it is defined, and people do not understand that. Maybe I'll do a video about this one time, like talking about what consistency is. But for anybody that's interested, it is often misinterpreted by people that don't understand it. So, and if anybody's actually listening right now and has a question because I didn't explain it correctly or very clearly, happy to take questions on that. Of course, we're all always learning, but it does annoy me when commentators it's not that they get a rule wrong or a law wrong, it's that they get it wrong, but the way they convey it, they act like anybody who believes otherwise is crazy. And not only that, like they're 100% correct, and they're not. That annoys me, but whatever. People are entitled to their opinions too. Oh, come on, let's go. Madweke! Come on. Okay, so we are currently at 69% like Caicedo's new hair color, and 31% of voters did not like Caicedo's new hair color. Yeah. I'm going to have to go. You know what? I guess I'm in the minority here. What else is new? Yeah, I guess I'm in the minority. I'm not a fan. Not a fan. His haircut, I like. The fade. I think there's a little fade there. Oh, no. Chalobah. Look at that defending there, dude. Look at that defending there, bro. Under pressure, in front of the goalkeeper, and he is, without garnering a penalty against us, he is staying strong, shoulder to shoulder, and putting that attacking player who's basically off. So that's just really, really good, middle of the pitch defending right there. Not middle of the pitch, but middle of the box defending there. Amazing. Amazing. Last-ditch defending. All those words, all those qualifications apply. And if I would have said it all together, it would have sounded a lot better. But instead, it sounded like what it did. Come on, Cole! Oh, dude, just a little too cheeky, bro. But you can't say that to Cole because it's part of what makes him who he is, right? You can't say that was a little too cheeky, man. Maybe you should have shot it the first time. Well, you could say that in retrospect. Next time, it'll be that third or fourth cheeky move that puts him in and gets the goal, and we'll be just like, freaking Cole Palmer, you're the man. Which he is. Oh my gosh, what an amazing player. 21 years old. I think there's a YouTuber, Joey Knight, I think his name is, Chelsea supporter, and I gotta give this kid props because, you know, it's one thing to just say things everybody agrees with, but at one point he put out a video, maybe it was a short or a full, I think it was a full video, he put out saying, Cole Palmer is actually better. How does that not find the back of the goal? Oh, it was offsides and whatever, still. But he put out a video saying Cole Palmer is better than Phil Foden early on. Like when Cole was starting to show his quality, but not like on fire like he is right now. Okay? But I think his name is, I want to say it's Joey Knight. I might be wrong about that. And he was in like some YouTube boxing situation where I think he knocked the dude out. Fair play to Joey Knight, if that's his name, because that was pretty dope. I don't know how I ended up there, but I did end up there. If I'm getting all of this right, which I think I am. Anyway, so this guy put out a video early on with Cole early on in Cole's career at Chelsea, saying Cole Palmer is better than Phil Foden. And I don't know if it's true. Even today, I mean, today you can make a pretty darn compelling case for it, right? But it's also a question of the situation that both Phil Foden and Cole Palmer are in. Phil Foden is in a well-oiled machine of a Man City team where he is a cog, you know, a very important cog, a very quality, exceptional talent cog in that team. Cole Palmer is in a situation where he is being given license to be the man because we need him to be the man at Chelsea. So there's a very distinct difference there, and you're going to see. So maybe if Phil Foden was in this position as Cole Palmer is, maybe he would rise to it at this level too. It's hard to say. It's so exceptional right now from Cole that it's hard to say. But somebody could make that argument. But I'm talking about early on. This guy, Joey Knight, or whatever his name is, I hope I'm getting this right. I should just look it up. Yeah. Kill this stupid back and forth. Early on he said that Cole Palmer is actually better than Phil Foden. And as a Chelsea fan, I thought, come on, bro. That's a lot. That's a lot. And, there it is, Joey Knight. Okay, yes. And at the time, as a football player, I loved Cole. I was very happy with Cole. I was excited to see what Cole could do. But when he put that out, I was like, bro, you might be reaching. And right now, I think you'd look at somebody with a weird face if they said it. Sorry, I didn't say that correctly. But if somebody made that claim now, you wouldn't look at them as weirdly. Let's just put it that way. Brain fart. Try doing live streams. Try live streaming. All those brain farts that you have that aren't on stream get forgotten very quickly. But yeah. So there's credit Joey Knight if you're out there, you're not seeing this, but one day maybe you will or something like that. Credit to you, brother, because Cole Palmer could easily be argued to be better than Phil Foden now. But again, like I say, they're in different situations and both great players. I'm excited. That either way you look at it, those boys are the future of England. Phil Foden and Cole Palmer. Phil Foden and Cole Palmer are the future of English football. Unfortunately, maybe Harry Kane can have a part of it. Still kind of young, right? We got the Euros coming up. Maybe they could win. They could easily win the Euros. England could win the Euros. The strength of opposition this Euros is not the same strength of years past. Good for that referee for not calling that as a foul. He's letting the boys play. But it's Harry Kane would have been a great striker for that future, but unfortunately I mean, there's still, like we said, if he wins the Euros, that would be amazing. And that'll just be like everything, all the years spent at Tottenham not winning trophies to move to Bayern to actually not win the league. I mean, that's crazy. And then get knocked out of the Champions League. If you're Harry Kane, you're not. I mean, how can you be satisfied with that choice? I thought it was an odd choice from the first place. You're leaving Tottenham. Why are you going to go to Bayern Munich to win the Bundesliga and maybe even though they had, I mean, maybe win the Champions League, but that's like, no, it doesn't make any sense. It never made any sense to me. But whatever, people have their own decisions. I don't know Harry Kane. I don't know him. Like, what do I know? But yeah. So if he does win the Euro, that could change everything for him, to be fair. But it won't, because there's always that distinction between club football and international football. And he could win the Euro, and that'll change everything. That'll be like huge for international. And because it's with England, and England really haven't won anything in a long time, then it would be even bigger. But it doesn't change the fact that he still hasn't done anything in club football. Like, I don't think, does he have a single trophy? I don't think Harry Kane has a single trophy. That is, if that's not sort of evidence that, like, you have great players, like when people talk about the greatest players of all time, of course you have to consider the medals and the trophies and everything. That goes without saying. But like when they talk about that, when you think about a player like Harry Kane, who, I don't know if this is true, but and if it isn't true, it's very little trophies that he has, but he might not have a single trophy. Harry Kane is an exceptional striker. And not only that, he is like also a warrior, like wants to win leader. Okay? And the fact, if that guy doesn't have trophies, I kind of want to say it's as close to not being because of him as it could, as any other player. You know, if that makes any sense. Like, no other player is like the perfect profile of a player that should be winning trophies than Harry Kane. Harry Kane is everything. He's every part of what a trophy-winning player is. The mindset, the grit, the aggression, the quality, the clinical finishing, the hard work, the every aspect of it. Says the right things in interviews. Like, Harry Kane is that guy. I don't think he has a single club trophy or any trophy. I really don't. So that's interesting. But, you know, if he was able to extend his career, I guess okay, so he won't be that old for the next World Cup. Harry Kane. Yeah, so okay, so right. There'll be another World Cup in a couple of years. He'll be in that. He'll only be 32, whatever, maybe 33. Okay, yeah, so actually that would be perfect, because by the time Cole and Phil Foden are up and like in the heat prime of their career, they're still going to have Harry Kane and an experienced, very good Harry Kane, as long as he stays healthy and all that jazz, which I suspect he's doing everything behind the scenes to make sure that he is. And he's not really known for being injury prone, is he? But imagine, you know, they've talked about the golden generation for England in the past, but Phil Foden, Cole Palmer, Jadon Sancho, Jude mother effing Bellingham is a damn player, okay? Harry Kane. Wow. I mean, Reece frickin' James. Yeah. This generation of England should be the best ever. Should be. I'll even put Conor Gallagher there. He is a machine. You talk about a machine, talk about a player that works non-stop all game. just pressing every opportunity to press, just looking to get involved. Yes! Yes! Woo! Let's go. And Kunku. And Kunku. And Kunku. Woo! Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. It's my boy. Yes. Yeah, okay, this is what I'll say about Nkunku. Another one, since preseason, I mean, when he got injured, it was like, holy crap, no, he was like the best guy. He was like, we were expecting a lot out of him. I was. And then when he came back, it was like, he never got back to what he was. What we saw. He just wasn't quite doing it. And up until this moment, I mean, how involved has he been? But there we go. Nice, clinical, little tap-in sort of finish. Good movement. But yeah, I want to see more out of him. Let's see another goal out of him. Come on, baby. Let's see another one. It looks like... Plus, I got that bet, you know. I got that plus... Oh, no, I think it would close at 189 or 200 for me on the more than... So, over 3.5 goals and a Chelsea money line win. Same game, parlay. So I need 2 more goals, and I'm rich. Not really. A couple dollars on it. I don't bet huge. I don't bet huge because I want to be able to keep betting, like guiltlessly, you know. I don't want to have to go to my wife and be like, honey, about that vacation we were gonna take. I made some bets, and we're gonna have to go a little more local this vacation. No, I like to bet like a few dollars, like maximum $10 even on a bet, and usually not that much. That's like if I'm really trying to get crazy and have a good time, I'll bet like 10 or maybe $20 on a Super Bowl, like a bunch of bets on a Super Bowl. But yeah, that's where I am. I'm cheap on bets, but then I get to guiltlessly bet endlessly as much as I like. That's the way I do it. That's responsible, guys. Be responsible with your money, okay? Listen to this random YouTuber on a stream. Be responsible with your money, and maybe one day you'll be able to stream yourself to a room of 5 or 6 people. No. I mean, yes, but hey, this is awesome. But yeah, don't bet. Don't lose all your money betting. Who cares if you bet $100 or $5? You know? What am I talking about? Don't bet at all, right? Isn't that the way? Just raises the stakes, you know? Gives you a little more of that heart pump, that heartbeat pump. Doesn't matter what the money is. But, of course, it's a large amount of money. It'll probably do a little bit more. Some Drake-sized bets, UFC bets. I don't know if y'all are in tune with that. Come on, Nick. Oh, okay. Gallagher. I want to see a goal for Gallagher again. I want him to continue this. Madueke, too. Madueke needs more. We need more Madueke. More Madueke goals. Imagine Madueke in the form that Cole is in. Imagine Madueke on that kind of a streak. He could do it. I mean, he is a player and a half. People were talking about his attitude. I've seen articles about Madueke's attitude. Shut the F up. I saw that boy talking. And, I mean, granted, it's an interview, whatever. He's not going to be a jerk. Or to be fair, they sometimes are. But you saw the boy. If you've seen the kid talk in an interview, at least the recent ones, there's no attitude there. The only attitude is a good one. That is a good boy right there, Madueke. So leave that kid alone and let him develop. I could tell early on, like, we were relying on him too much early on. I mean, it wasn't a lot, obviously. He didn't really start a lot of games, but he did start some, and it was like, I don't even know if this kid should be on the pitch that many minutes, because you could see that he had all the skills, all the athleticism, just like crazy sort of confidence. You could see the confidence on the boy. You could see the confidence. He was going to try and make a fool of the defenders, even if they were like, seasoned Premier League defenders. And guess what? It didn't work out for him, at least in my opinion. Early on, you were seeing him getting handled. You were seeing him getting out-experienced and just basically controlled by defenders. I mean, he's just like a frustrated little kid on the pitch who didn't necessarily belong. But you could see that he belonged because of the level of skill and the level of guile, the level of athleticism and confidence, crazy confidence. So Madueke, I'm talking him up a lot, but I mean, well, how old is Madueke? 20, 21? How old is he? 22. Okay. So young, and still not as young as Malo Gusto, right? Who's also exceptional. But Madueke, you're starting to see that. You're starting to see that, okay, he's up to the task. And what he's saying after the games, he's up to the task. He's saying he's got a good attitude and he's a good boy. So we should believe in him, because I think it's unfortunate, just like with Nicholas Jackson, that they were forced to sort of learn in real time, and with all the stress of the Premier League, have to learn how to play in the Premier League in real time, and be relied on for one of the top teams who expect top results. So it's not exactly the best situation to put a young, exceptional player in, but that's what we've done, and somehow it's looking like both he and Nicholas Jackson are coming into their own at Chelsea. It's just too late, and maybe it's too little to make a huge difference in the season. So, but again, here we are, in better position than Manchester United, and in better position than probably we expected right now, and which is sad, but that is the truth. And we can possibly get sixth, which is also sad, but it is the truth. And we could very likely get Europa League football, which is, I know, sad for some people, but is the truth. And also, like I said earlier in the stream, it's not Europa Conference League, which again is not really financially lucrative for a team of Chelsea's stature to be involved in. You don't earn a lot. It's just a kind of a hassle. And you might have to travel a lot, and then your players are traveling a lot for Europa Conference League. Okay? And that takes a lot out of the players. We know that. It's just human reality. They're not robots. So yeah, Conference League is not that appealing. But here we are. We could be in the Europa League. And I don't mind. I want to win that Europa League if we're in it. I love winning the Europa League. Europa League win is awesome. As I said earlier in the stream, Europa League is like, you win the Europa League, it's like a lot of hype without the risk. If you're out of the Europa League, who cares? It's not like getting out of the Champions League. But if you win the Europa League, it's like, damn, we're pretty damn good. It's a lot of money, and it's a big trophy, and it's kind of like you're the second best in Europe. Or it's not really true, obviously, but you're the second European winner. I'm good with that. Not like good with that, but I'm willing to take it after this season. That's not a bad outcome. I'm not saying that would also, I'm assuming we win it, but like the competition is actually worthwhile. It's not like Conference League where there are question marks. No, it's actually worthwhile. And again, if you win it, you get automatic Champions League qualification for the next season. That is really worthwhile.
Brought to the club from Boca Juniors in January. Where's 19? He is 19.
Okay, so I just need 2 more goals in order to get paid. Paid. Yes, my mug says mom, but I'm not a mom. I'm not a mom, I promise you.
Another great pass to Adingra.
Okay,
Joao Pedro.
just need 2 more goals in this game,
No shot at the end of that.
but also a Chelsea win, first and foremost.
Gallagher. Straight to Webster.
Okay, so we're having like a little period of Brighton coming on here, aren't we? It was bound to happen. Probably sort of like coasting and waiting for the... I mean, no, you can't be coasting when you're down 2-0. You need to be going at it. But now they're like, okay, we've got like 15 minutes left plus extra time. We need to score a couple goals here. Although, again, there's not really much for Brighton to play here, end of the day, which is surprising how strong they came out, actually. Strong, if you could say it. They weren't like implementing their game plan. Like Brighton likes to pass the ball, control the ball, possess the ball. They were not doing that. But they were not allowing Chelsea to do their game plan, which was possess the ball, control the ball, pass the ball. And it was a haphazard game, a little bit of possession in Chelsea's favor, but again, very little efficiency and penetration. Okay, all right. AR is really going for it there. That was whatever, soft maybe. But I mean, Brighton aren't going anywhere. They're playing here for shits and giggles. Okay, dangerous. No.
Once again, the finish is lacking for Brighton.
That looked like a fair challenge. I think it was accidental. He's almost losing his footing. Is Carlos Baleba.
Wow, Caicedo's new hair color is really preferred by the people. We've got 73% in the yay category, in the yay response, and then 27% in the nay. People are loving Caicedo's fresh new hair color. I gotta say, that fade is on point. Whatever you call it. Is that a tape up even? Could you call that a tape? That is just like a fade to nil. That fade is sick. I mean, that... Okay, I mean, he's definitely that guy who's getting like the Instagram follower with like 3 million follower Instagram hair cutter with like 3 million followers to come straight to his like London flat to give him that fresh ass fade. That's definitely Caicedo right there. Unless they're doing these, I guess Chelsea has a barber. I think Chelsea does have a barber. Chelsea FC barber. A-Star Barbers Instagram. 1.2 million followers doing here we go, I'll show you. There you go. Doing N'Golo Kante's hair. So there you go. That's what I'm talking about. I wonder if he does Caicedo's. Okay, you can see no, I don't think he does Caicedo's. He does Phil Foden. It's like Phil Foden, maybe some Hazard. Yeah, okay. I don't see Caicedo. Oh, Nicholas Jackson. Nicholas Jackson. That's something. Okay, so it's basically that guy that probably goes to Caicedo's house. Good for you, A-Star. Good for you, buddy. You did it. The people, it's probably not that guy specifically, but whoever did Caicedo's hair, the people appreciate it, all right? 73% say Caicedo's hair is fresh as F. Fresh AF. And I got to say, the cut is nice, and we'll end it at that. The cut is nice. I'm not sure I'm into the color, but the people have decided that the color is where it's at. So
Goal scorer.
I'm cool with that.
Somebody who's, a little bit more
I'm gonna give it to him.
cold out,
Unless
perhaps
unless
on the football
somehow more people come in here and start influencing this vote. It looks like Caicedo's going to get a win on the pitch and off the pitch. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Speak of the devil. Yellow card for my man with the fresh fade and the people-approved hair color. Okay. And Nicholas Jackson got rid of the hair that dude gave him. I think it was like Nicholas Jackson, you know, his career has gone through this season. His career this season, his hair has reflected the roller coaster that was this season for him. So, yeah. Now that he's humble and he's really just like professional and like consistent, or more consistent and professional, and keeping his head down, now he stopped doing the color, and it's a very normal, very professional haircut. That's what I'm saying. So I think the stream is like maybe a little far behind live, but it is what it is. This computer is a little too old. I need to get a new one. Working real hard to stream this for some reason. Got a bunch of windows open. Doesn't like that. That's one thing your computer's not going to like. The processor does not like many screens. When I said windows, I meant I have multiple screens here. I've got 3 screens. So I can watch the game and have the controls. Oh, is that going to be it? It's going to be outside the box. And it's going to be a yellow card. Has to be. Yeah. Yeah, it has to be. Yeah, the stream is like a minute and a half behind. That's okay. No, it's 2 minutes behind. 2 minutes behind. Don't love it. Don't love it. But it is what it is. Yeah, that was outside of the box. Definitely yellow. It would be nice to get these 2 goals, but at least the defenders were back. Yeah, he was never gonna get a red for obvious denial of obvious goal scoring opportunity now.
He's nowhere near catching him, and I mean, look, absolutely no contact at all. Jackson's got to hurdle, and it's pretty much given as a free kick every time.
I wonder if
he is certainly unhappy that only a yellow is shown, I think.
Okay. Yeah, you're not going to get a red for this, Pochettino. Sorry, buddy. Like, defenders were also back. It's not like there weren't defenders back. He wasn't even straight on goal, you know. No. Defenders were back. He wasn't straight on goal. It was outside of the box for many reasons. Not a red card. You're rarely going to get a red card for that. Okay. Come on, Reese. No, Reese not taking that. Do we really believe Sterling can bury this? I don't think so. I would have loved for him to prove me wrong right there. Oy vey is mere. I don't like it. Gallagher getting back. You know what I'm talking about. Gallagher is the machine, bro. Gallagher. That's what I'm talking about. Underrated player, honestly. Gallagher. He's the workhorse. He's that leader. And he has scored some amazing goals. if you know when you're in a situation, what are you looking for out of your players? When you're in a situation, you need something to change, but you don't have the answer.
One on target for Brighton.
You're looking to get it from your players. How many players in your team can turn it up? How many players can turn it up can get you one of those moments? And so you start looking at your players and see who has that ability. And I gotta say, Conor Gallagher does. So yeah, exceptional player. And I love that he's a huge Lampard guy. No, that's not good. Conor Gallagher. Conor Gallagher back again. Conor Gallagher back again to sweep up. Can't really say that much. You can't say much more about him, can you? Except that there are still people that don't like him. Just drives me insane. Just silliness. People want him to be, I don't know what, Kevin De Bruyne, you know? And yeah, like, I guess you could argue that if you want to be top 5 teams in the world, don't you need a Kevin De Bruyne or somebody comparable in sort of those positions on the pitch? And Kevin De Bruyne also is a workhorse. I mean, the guy is drenched after every match. I mean, maybe that just says he sweats a lot, but no, he also is a machine. He really is. People don't really usually talk about that when they talk about Kevin De Bruyne, but he is that too. And so, yeah, I can see how somebody would make the argument, Gallagher in your team is always going to be a team with Gallagher. I think I saw something like that. Like, I mean, maybe we had a mediocre game, I think it was, and somebody said, and this got amplified, that your team is always going to look like that with Gallagher in the midfield. And I just thought that was, I understood the position, but I just think it's nonsense. I think Gallagher is, I think he's the machine, but he also has other qualities that maybe he isn't Kevin De Bruyne, and he's never going to be Kevin De Bruyne. But especially when you saw him at Crystal Palace, because again at Crystal Palace he was like they relied on him more than we can rely on him at the club of this size and what we're trying to do. They relied on Gallagher to produce those moments at Crystal Palace. We kind of don't, although he still does for us, right? Let's not fool around here. But the moment he just produces such amazing moments when he does, that he's got to be able to. He's still pretty young too, you know. He's got to be able to. He seems like a player that works hard. He might be able to increase the frequency of those moments, and I think that's something that people forget about Gallagher too, is that he does continue to develop, and he does. I don't know why this is. He does continue to develop. Is this going to be? And he's always getting better, and he does have those exceptional moments, and we should give him that credit. And but beyond the exceptional moments, he's always a workhorse. He's always working super hard. He is doing all those things. Can't forget it. Is this going to be a red card? Is it a clear stamp? Let's see here. Where is it?
Well, the Brighton players are looking at this as well. Webster reacted
I don't
very
see
angrily to what he's seen.
I don't see a stamp. What is he doing?
Well, he's had a very long look at this. Well, he's drawn the screen and he's gone for his pocket. And Reece James, the Chelsea captain, is shown a straight red card.
That's not good.
2 minutes at the 90 to play.
He thinks that he tripped that guy on purpose? Was it? What did I miss here? Okay, so Caicedo's got the ball. Off to Reece James. He's got it. He's bodying it up. He goes through. He gets taken out. Okay, so so it's the trip, right? That's so stupid, Reece. Reece, what an idiot, honestly. You have to say, what an idiot. And that's exactly how he feels right there, walking down the tunnel. What a moron. Can you believe it? Yeah, I'm giving a red card there, obviously. Definitely a red card. Violent conduct, straight up. Nothing to complain about there. Ridiculous.
Jackson sacrificed. He'll be frustrated.
You know, I was going off about, and it's true. Reece James can be the best right back in the world if he has been at times in the past. And moments, right? I think many people would have agreed in various moments in Reece James's career that Reece James has been the best right back in the world and can be the best right back in the world. And he's also a player that has that X factor that can just turn it up and go Super Saiyan on the situation and just start belting in like beautiful crosses, just pinging them in, boom, 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 with all the dip and venom that, you know, anybody else could do, like Ziyech used to do, or whoever else, right? And he's got that. He's got all of those things, and he's also got that bit of an attitude. You see him getting into little bits of scraps off the ball and talking crap or whatever he's doing. And you think that, to me, in general, you got to have a little bit of that. That's coming from a referee. You got to have a little bit of that in the player that's going to want to go out there and battle and go home in a freaking coffin if need be, or on their shield, as they might say, or as John Terry referred to when he was talking about going out and fighting for Mourinho. So you got to have those players that have that, and you definitely think Reece James has that. But those players, man, they always end up getting a straight red here and there. A really, really stupid straight red. I mean, I don't think it was a straight red for John Terry, that made him miss the Champions League final, but it might have been, and either way, it was a red card that basically made him miss the Champions League final that they won, 2012. It was a magical night, okay? John Terry had to wear his kit, like put his kit on after being on the bench. So he came out like a fresh kit, no dirt stains, no grass stains, nothing, no sweat, like for pictures. And it was a big joke, but like, you know, I respect the guy. I don't care. Fair play to the guy for doing it under all the scrutiny and whatever. He did not give a crap. He wanted to be in those pictures, and he wanted to remember that he did play in the Champions League. He was a part of that team. But again, he was one of those guys that's going to fight, that's going to have a yap, you know. He's gotten in hot water for yapping, John Terry, many a time. And so, yeah, he's going to give you all of that in the game, but then you're getting a stupid red card like that Reece James just got, which is so stupid. Just coming back from injury, just starting to get into it, whatever. Lucky we have Malo Gusto. I praise God. Praise baby Jesus for Malo Gusto, honestly. And every Chelsea fan should be thanking the football gods that somehow the one thing the administration or whoever scouted him got right was getting Malo Gusto, because that is a freaking steal. That is a player. Exceptional. And just 20. Like, what the hell? Like, we needed somebody to replace Reece James, and we got the only guy that could maybe sort of replace Reece James. I'm not saying Reece James at his height is, again, maybe the best right back in the world. Malo Gusto's got a lot to prove there, but yeah, I'm so happy about him. So happy about him. And I don't think he's been red carded yet, but he does have a little bit of that in him. He does have a little bit in that. I love Chalobah too. I love Chalobah. I don't get. There's something It's been one of those narratives that something's not right with Chalobah and the administration, or maybe even Pochettino. Although I think that was bad. Maybe even Pochettino, but at least the administration. So Trev might not be sticking around, which is sad because literally we need exactly what he is, which is big, strong. However skinny he looks, he's strong. He's big, athletic, quality, experience, young. Like, what are we going to go out and buy better than that? Take a chance anyway? Like, you never know who you going to get. I honestly think he's that good. I really do actually think that. Hot take maybe, but I think Trev is that good. So dumb that we would even consider letting him go. Doesn't make any sense. We literally need that. We need what he has. And Premier League experience. Again, I'll say, there's a reason why Tuchel wanted him. The reason why Tuchel wanted him is because he's that good and he knows. And we're just going to let him go. Like, the only reason he's even in right now is because Pochettino's probably under so much pressure. He's like, I got to use who I got. I like Colwill too. I'm a fan of Colwill. Colwill is not there yet. He's not ready. Not ready for that. Colwill is not ready for that. Trevo, Chalobah has it all. And Colwill, which would be great. I actually like Colwill more than I like Badiashile, to be honest. So if we could get Colwill in this situation, if we could, certainly it seems the administration didn't want to sell him. Apparently there were clubs that were out for Colwill, and the administration basically said no, we're not selling Colwill, which is great. Because he can also play left back. Let's not forget. So he can play a couple plays. He's played very, very good at left back, and he's a big left back. He's like 6'1", but he's still fast, and he's still got a zipper of a left foot, man. Like he'll rip those. But so yeah, I like him more than Badiashile. I would like to see Trev, like after Silva leaves. Unfortunately, I don't like that Silva's leaving, but I would like to see. When Silva leaves, that Trev, and then Colwill next to him. I don't think it's going to happen immediately. I think Badiashile's looking pretty good, and cool. So we'll see Badiashile. We'll see Badiashile for a while, but maybe we'll see Colwill in the next couple of years. I really like him. I definitely really like him. And again, when you have a situation. It's like, do we want to move Chilwell on? He's injured all the time. Fuck. Of course it's Welbeck. Of course it's Welbeck. Freaking Welbeck, man. Welbeck has been around the block, man. He was never an exciting player for anybody, but he was on many good teams, right? United, Arsenal. Did he play for Liverpool too for a second? I don't know. But here we go. Seeding a goal. Damn it. Who was that? Let's see what happened there. Badiashile. There you go. It's easy enough to blame Badiashile, but yeah, he was marking him there, so who's going to get that blame? Badiashile. And I was just saying, to my credit, to my credit, I don't really love Badiashile. You know, I see the quality. I see the quality. You know, you can tell, you know, it's nice to see when a defender can ping that ball on the ground nice and flat, like 20, 30 yards, easy and pretty, which Badiashile can do. But you just saw, like, that Badiashile can also do is give up his marker and give up a goal like that. And not a fan. So I don't think Chalobah does. I think Chalobah is better than that. And I think that Colwell could be better. Colwell could be better. But Badiashile is what we have right now, right? Definitely prefer Badiashile to Disasi in the center back position. Sorry. I never want to see Disasi at center back again. Not that he's a right back either, but I prefer him there because he's less of a liability, right? Damn. Oh, we gotta win this. Gotta win this. Look at Chalobah. Look at Chalobah. Damn it. Nope. Nope. Nah. No. I would love to see a breakaway goal by Chelsea so I can actually win this bet, but it's probably not going to happen. This isn't the NBA. Okay, Raheem, let's go. Nah, nobody's there to get it. It would be nice to see Nkunku get on this here. Come on, Nkunku. Blocked. Ping it down to Nkunku into space. No. Nope. Come on. You know, Georgie has definitely had a couple of questionable punches in recent games. That last one did not look great either. Oh my gosh, no. Is that Ugo Chukwu? 16? He got played right there. Come on. Nope, no! That was a scary looking ball there. Could have gone anywhere. Come on. Are we serious? Where's that whistle? Yeah, that's it. Let's go. Yes. That's what I'm talking about. That's what
I think I'm a special one.
That's right. You are a special one. That's what I say.
Good evening.
Those two, people will know. People will know those two. But does anybody know this one?
The intensity.
It's a little loud. Or is it just me? It seemed loud to me.
Good evening. The intensity.
Does anybody know that second one? If anybody knows that second one, I will be impressed.
The intensity.
There it is again. Who is that? Who is it? He used to say it all the time. That's a little clue.
The intensity.
Nobody? All right. Well, I'll just have to tell you guys.
Xfinity is your all-access pass to the most live sports.
Former Chelsea manager,
The intensity.
Because it's only
Italian,
once. The Premier League every
won the league,
on NBC.
didn't spend a long time at Chelsea. Went. Still the man. Where does he manage now? He does manage now.
Meanwhile, at a Verbo,
Let's
when
see.
other vacation
I think
rentals
he's
aren't
at.
what they're cracked up to be, try one where you know it's
Where did he go? He's been to a couple places.
Maria and Julio thought their life would never slow down. Then, one day, it finally did.
Oh, he's not anywhere now. He doesn't manage anywhere now. All right, I'll just tell you. It's Conte. Antonio Conte. This was one of his things. One of the things, like, there wasn't enough intensity.
The intensity.
The intensity was not in the right place. The player, they don't play with the intensity. Well, anyway, that's that. So, good game. I didn't win my bet, but I didn't want to make an easy risk-free bet. I wanted to have a little bit risk with a plus odds, and so that's what happened. Lost it. But the important thing is that Chelsea won, and we're happy about that. Yep, it's been fun. It's been fun doing this. Thanks for everybody that stopped by. I don't do this that often now, but I think I'm going to do it. Life is just the way that it is, but it's always easy enough to just get on here. Not everything was right. I need to fix the thumbnail after the fact, and, well, maybe there's a little bit more of a delay than I would like on the stream, but we'll fix that. But yeah, so if you liked it, come back to this channel the next time you see me live. Maybe we'll watch the next game together. There is one game left, right? Maybe we'll do that. I'll see you guys next time, all right? Peace.
Soccer, but it's really called football. Soccer, the creators called it football. Soccer, you play it with your feet. Reading between the headlines. Soccer, but it's really called